Good morning, folks. I'm David, and today we're going to be attempting to build and deploy a full app in 60 minutes. And so what I'd like for you folks to do is let's just go over a little bit of how we're going to do this. So first, I want you to go to redbeansgroup.com/accelerate. So that there is my firm's website. So we're a professional management consulting agency, and what I've done here is now put a list of all of the different pieces that you're going to need in order to make this project successful. redbeansgroup.com/accelerate. And so what you'll see at the bottom of each of these slides as well is a persistent link to it, so you don't need to remember it from now. It will always be here. The only thing that's going to change on these slides is the content and also the suggestions of different vibe coding apps if either you get done early or you just want to try it out for yourself. So with all of that in mind, again, for those who are just joining us now, I'd like you to go to redbeansgroup.com/accelerate. And specifically what I'd like you to do is open up the Google Doc and the Google Sheet. And for the Google Sheet, I'll be asking you to make a copy shortly. So, how, again, this presentation is going to work is that there will be instructions in the screen for you to follow with some information in the background for you to also follow along as well. The presentation itself is available for download right now, so you can follow along at your own pace. There's also an AI built in as well to the page that you can click and ask questions of as well in case you get lost. So, now that we've kind of discussed a little bit more about, again, how are we going to accomplish this today, let's get into a little bit more of why. Why are we doing this? So the first piece I want folks to remember is that I'm not here today to try to help you create another useless app. That is not something that is worth your time. What we should be focusing on as entrepreneurs and founders, especially at this critical moment, is on making sure that we're providing differentiated apps that are needed by the market. So for today, what I've done is I've gone to Y Combinator, widely considered the greatest startup founding sort of set of advice and accelerator ever. Y Combinator has something on it called, quote, Requests for Startups, RFS. If you are ever looking for an idea that is going to be funded by, again, the #1 ever accelerator, check out Request for Startups. So when I was preparing our presentation today, what I did is I went to Request for Startups, and one of the #1 things that it was saying the new economy needs is quick certifications to allow folks within sort of vocational and other trades to be able to quickly certify that people know stuff or don't know stuff. So that's what we're going to take today, is that problem that we know can be solved, and then we can go from there. So I'm going to pause here for a second. How are folks doing with logging into their Google account or accessing the website, redbeansgroup.com/accelerate? Is everybody okay so far? Good. Now, quick heads up as well for those on mobile, you will likely have to request the desktop website on occasion to make things work. That's pretty much the only real other thing you'll have to worry about. Any of the other things that pop up, I will make sure that there is a slide or something covering it as well. All right. So, how the heck do you design an app? So, the way that I encourage folks to think about designing apps is through something called systems thinking. Who here has heard of systems thinking before? All right, so lots of new folks in the crowd have learned about systems thinking. So systems thinking is trying to make sure that we're seeing how one piece affects the next. So in the case of, if we were to be living in the paradigm of a coder just making one part of their computer work, we would ask ourselves something like, when you press the button on that link I provided you, what does that do? But that's not a systems-based question, and that's not going to help you vibe code. So instead, why we're approaching from a systems perspective is to get that whole understanding of what's going on before we So specifically, what we're then asking in this case is not just what happens when you click a button, but what are the consequences of when you click that button. So for today as well, the app that we're creating will be able to handle about 1,500 requests a day. So what that ends up translating to is, again, the ability for you to understand that not only is that a restriction, but for the whole system, that's roughly what we'll be working with today. And for new folks who are just joining as well, go to redbeansgroup.com/accelerate. All of the instructions, the presentation, the code for today, as well as a little AI bot to help you out, are available on that website, and that link will be here on the remainder of the presentation. So let's quickly talk about what we're making today. So again, we're going to make a little AI micro-certification generator. What it's going to do is that you're going to then provide a very short thing that needs to have a certification. So something easy like making sure that somebody can drive a forklift correctly, or perhaps they know something extremely small about fixing a small piece of technology, or maybe changing the fluid on a car, something like that. So we're picking something easy and manageable because we know that this is a problem, and we know that this is a problem because we have validated sources telling us that this is a problem. So let's just pause here for a second too. I can see tons of people on their phones and devices. That's exactly what I was planning for right now. So again, for folks that just joined, please go to the link at the bottom, and there will be instructions there for you so far. So let's just get back to systems thinking for a second. So as I was noting to you folks as well, what we're trying to understand is cause and effect. When you do one action, how does that then impact the rest of the system? Again, this is not us doing traditional coding. This is us entering a vibe coding mentality to make sure, again, that we're not missing parameters and that we're able to accomplish the task that you're looking to do. Everything that, again, we're talking about today is transferable to any of the apps that also will be on the bottom right of the screen. So anytime that you want to vibe code an app, these same principles will still apply. So today, what we're about to make is a simple web page. So you've probably heard of something called HTML. So that there is just a language for us to talk to the computer. So that there is going to do all the stuff to show people what's going on for our little app. We're going to have a simple database, and today we're going to use Google Sheets, just so I can immediately show you how easy it is to set up a database, but more importantly, how a database actually works. We're going to have some connectors. So those there is the bits of computer code that make things happen, that back and forth. Oftentimes, this is the part that people try to avoid and try to sort of send out to vibe code. And then finally, an AI key as well. So I will be asking folks as well, and we're going to be sticking with the Google ecosystem today because all of it is free. I will be recommending that you set up a, quote, billing account for this as well. However, there will be no charge. And there's also a button to make sure that you don't get charged as well, which I will walk you through. But just setting expectations for the actual AI part to work, that is the only extra requirement that you need. But again, it will not cost you money. So, let's pause here for a second. How are folks feeling about the concept of systems thinking in terms of applying the idea of how one action that affects the next within the apps that you're creating? How are we feeling about that concept overall? I'm seeing some nods, some good nods, more nods, no reason, yes?
Can you see that in real time as you're building the app, how one thing you're doing is affecting something?
Today, yes, and that's why we're picking Google Sheets, so we'll be able to see exactly what's created immediately. But normally you would pick something slightly separate. But again, for today we're picking this just so you guys can see exactly what's going on. It does scale as well. We can get to that point next. So. Any further questions again about systems thinking? And again, for the folks who just joined us in the room, please go to the link at the bottom, redbeansgroup.com/accelerate, and that there has access to everything that we're talking about today, as well as a little further questions? I can see if people just want to get to it, so, all right. So, by now, can you let me know if you've done this? You've logged into your Google account. You've opened up the Google Doc and the Google Sheet. You've gone to script.google.com, so that there should have 3 tabs open.
No.
If, for the no, is there someone that can perhaps help whoever said no? That if you said yes? Was that a no there? Okay, yes. Oh, thanks, man, I appreciate it.
So are we editing what the docs have?
No editing. You just need to copy it. But just be ready to copy. That's where we're at right now. That we're getting ready to copy. So as that's going on as well, I'm going to point you guys towards, again, these, I've recommended about 9 different vibe coding apps as well. Most of these should also work on your phone. So if you do get bored or just want to get up and running or try something else, feel free to try out any of the apps that are being recommended here as well. Alright, I'm seeing a lot of nods. I'm seeing a lot of eyeballs coming back up here. So I'm thinking that everyone's doing okay so far. We're ready to copy. Alright, let's get to it. And again, folks, if you feel behind the presentation, and every slide is inside of the link I provided you. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is copy the code and create a file called code.gs. So code.gs, that's the Google scripting language. And so what we're sending are instructions to the machine of exactly what we're expecting it to do. So again, delete all the stuff that's inside of the template code.gs document. And so it will look something like, this. And so you're going to be clicking add a file, script, and then it will look like this. Get rid of all that content, and then paste in the code.gs. Oh, sorry, yeah. Oh, did you say, yeah, okay, good stuff. Okay. So this part here, as I was noting as well, we're creating something called software as a service. And specifically, we're making something called a, quote, serverless app. So what this means is that this does not require a computer at like your house or your office to always be on in order for it to work. I'm seeing a lot of faces coming up already, so I'm seeing some general sort of, yes, people have copied the code. Yes-ish. I know it's a bit long, but yeah, how are we feeling so far? Any, yes?
Show us where to put the code up.
No problem.
You can share your screen.
So, once you get to this document, literally just copy and then paste. That's it. Everything is done for you.
It's not showing.
You're looking for code.gs.
Yes, and saving the document as code.gs. And again, I knew that this is going to take some time, so that's why we're taking it slow, but we're going to get there, folks. I'm so thrilled too. I see the people helping out each other as well. This is great. We'll go back to remember as well, if something's not working, just change it to desktop mode as well if you're using your phone. That should fix a lot of problems very quickly. that there's some problems happening. Could someone give voice to it?
I know.
All right. How's everyone doing?
I'm just trying to
Yeah, okay. To paste it, hold for a long time on mobile. Don't worry, persistence will pay off. It's going to be all right. I'm going to go jump over here then quickly and show them. So for those going to follow along in theory, so this is what you need to copy. Again, this first code dot, and it looks easier, of course, because I'm on a computer.
It's not changed. The screen is.
Oh. There we go. Okay, sorry. So if you go to this document here, you open this, and then all of this content here, copy this directly, and then paste. Like that. And then this file here, save it as code.gs. Remember, some people spend 4 years studying this. We're about 16 minutes in. It's not letting you paste. Go to request desktop mode for that, and then hold, and then it'll work. Yeah. So for those who have finished, the next piece will be then creating this index.html file. This time when you add a file, hit HTML. And then when you're inside of here, there's this other area, HTML starts here. So just the exact same thing, copy what's in the log. Over here, and then paste. Which part?
The last week, I think we just all of us, so we just did.
Oh, so go to, if you have already finished the code.gs copy paste, create a new file called the HTML file, and then copy and paste the next area and the last one called index.html on the same document. There's a button as well for you to navigate to it. If also as well you are wanting to get ahead, again remember the presentation is available for you and you can just jump ahead as well, like going and getting your API key, getting going. you have saved both of these, let me know, or just like give me a wave or a nod or something like that. Okay, you, nope. Is anybody able to share sort of the roadblock they're hitting? No? Anybody?
No roadblock here, my phone is resolved.
Sure.
So to verify, in the code, in your apps group, we had made
Two different files, yes. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next piece, which again, as I noted, we were going to be loading in that index.html file. So again, you're going to be pressing that plus button, hitting HTML, and then copying and pasting in the code that is after index. And again, just remember, keeping perspective, you guys have been coding for 23 minutes, so just chill. You got this. Alrighty.
I have a question, so
Shoot.
once we've saved the code.tx and then the HTML, what was the next step?
Stop.
Stop, okay.
Yeah.
So back to the stop.
Alright. Alright, so who's roughly at the stop point right now? Just faces, eyes, yes. You can see a couple hands up. It's taking people a bit, but we're getting there. We're good. Alright. Alright, so this is what I need you to be ready to do. So remember how I asked you to make a copy of that spreadsheet? That's when this is going to come into play. So make sure that that copy of the spreadsheet is saved to your Google Drive, because that's about to become our database. So once the folks feel as though they're ready with their Google Sheet that is saved to their database, nod, hands, literally any appendage, just form of verification would be great. Cool. So as this is going on in the background, again, so you might be thinking, wow, a lot of vibe coding is copying and pasting. Ding, 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 you win. Like, yes, that is basically what coding is for most people, even if you're a pro. It's just copying and pasting other people's work. Alrighty. So, I'm seeing lots of nods and so forth. Again, if you are behind, please talk to the chat bot or go to the presentation. Literally everything we talked about is there. I pinky swear. Okay? Now, let's go to the part that let's go to this part. So there is going to be a slash after the sheets.google or docs.google.com/spreadsheets. There's going to be a slash, there's going to be one letter, there's going to be another slash. Everything after that second slash, all the way to the other slash, that there is the identification of that spreadsheet. Get that from the URL part of your browser bar. I can try to zoom in. I just realized this is almost illegible. So you guys see there how there's that, the first arrow, there's that slash, one letter slash, copy everything after the second slash, all the way down to where it says edit, all the way down to before the slash. Don't copy the slash itself. So we're going to be saving this as well. So just make sure you save it to like your text message. Just save it somewhere that you can access it quickly. So the next fun part is the API key part. So for that, as I told you as well, going to by setting up a billing account does not incur any charges at all, and you can immediately set the budget to 0 so that you never get charged at all. The free tier as well, you really would have to be trying to make, like, you'd have to be quite creative to make it charge you, especially for our purposes today. So go again to aistudio.google.com. And that should also have you logged in. There will be at the bottom left on your phone. Again, you might have to request a desktop site. It will be at the bottom left, and it will be called Get API Key. So, for those who have never generated an API key or are confused what's up, so an API key is the connector between the AI system and the app that we're making. So all the fancy stuff that you see, that the outputs that come from ChatGPT, that there is the AI system, and we're building a connector from that AI system to our system that we're making today. How are folks feeling about this concept so far? Yes. I see a couple people already jumping ahead too, which is good. Yes.
So I'm still at stop. So how do I get from stop?
So,
I have a copy of the AI search app.
no. So go to the revuser.com/accelerate. Make a copy of the spreadsheet. Okay. So open that. Okay. And then at the top of it will be this. So copy this and save it. Just between. Okay, and then the next step after that again is aistudio.google.com. Getting the API key. Okay, so now you've done that. Inside of your app script project, over on this side, oops, over here on the left, there will be a button that says Services. Click plus, and there will be something that comes up called Google Sheets API. Click Services, the plus sign beside Services, and then scroll down. It will say Google Sheets API. Select that.
Then what's next?
At the bottom left, there will be a button that says Get API Key,
Okay.
and then follow those instructions. Once we've added this service here, I want you to click the project settings, and this is the last funny bit that we do. Once you click settings, scroll to the bottom, and you'll notice in the document as well, there are something I have called at the top, called like environment variables, I think. These two here are what you need to add in. You don't need to have the same value as well. But what you need to do is press Edit Script Properties, add script property, and then enter those two in. Again, this is the last funny bit you'll have to do before our app starts working.
We've also the API key is not going to be,
Get API key.
yeah, click on that and nothing's happening, there's no instruction.
Okay, it should say Create API Key,
Okay, create API key. Okay.
and then name it, and then you have to create a new project.
Name it to.
Anything you want. Yeah. Where you going?
Create the project.
How are people doing with the API keys?
I'm still at setting up I guess the building just finished.
Perfect.
I created a new project,
Perfect.
and then I don't do it, it's ask me to create a new key.
Yes.
I name my key,
Yes. Now,
and import, choose an import project.
no, just pick the project that you made.
Call my name, what I named that project.
Yep.
Okay. And then create my key.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, do I gotta create it out now on my building screen.
Has anybody successfully got past this point?
We don't see anything.
Nobody has successfully got past this point.
Which point? Well, we can't see anything on the screen.
Oh. Okay. This area here of us being at the AI studio, has anybody been able to successfully complete this task? Got that?
It is, and my project is here. I got a link to click on it, should I click on my project?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, one key.
Is it still not working for folks? I just, nobody has given me any other indication in the audience if anybody is doing this, so I have no idea. If anybody saying anything will be great at this.
I have a copy.
Okay.
So what we do is for the
not your fault, so don't leave on it now.
Yes.
So I have a key and I have a project.
Perfect. Yes.
And then, that she always supposed to do.
There's going to be a button that says set up billing, so click that.
Set up building?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry, we're getting close. Stop.
Okay, start with 3.
Yeah. It will ask for the credit card, but it will not charge you at all.
You have multiple building accounts.
Okay, I'll leave you with that one. Can you help with that one? Yeah. Okay.
Just an
Is
extra
there
battery.
anyone
Yeah,
who has successfully got past
actually, that's the main
API
one.
key point?
You got a double battery in it.
One.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 3-ish?
You with Red.
Huh?
You with,
No? No?
what's your
How
company?
are you guys
Oh,
doing?
I'm with Red. Red Square. Yeah.
Y'all been keeping Roderick straight? I hadn't seen him. I know when we first started out.
Oh, your device is frozen. Oh,
Kids' pictures over at elementary school. So
okay.
he can
So-
start now.
So for those on
Yeah.
the next step again, remember we have added in that script variable in the settings. So remember how you access it is go over here to settings. And also remember the chat bot can answer questions as well. Hopefully. Let's go. The settings button. All the way at the bottom. To the left here, and then at the bottom. So you'll press edit script properties and save. Yes.
She's back on the app screen. She just got help with building.
I can't hear you.
She just got help with building,
Okay.
and she's back on the app script.
So yeah, project settings. Then scroll to the bottom. It's the gear icon. Edit script properties. Try requesting the desktop site. So this does not pop up inside of your project.
For the script properties, for the property, we put our Gemini API key,
Yeah,
and then the value, we put it in.
yeah.
What do we put for value?
Pardon me.
What do we put for value?
The API key.
So we put it both times?
No, just the spreadsheet ID is the one from the spreadsheet URL, and then Gemini API key is the one that was generated in the AI Studio.
So the spreadsheet ID goes to property, and then the Gemini goes to value. Gotcha.
But yeah, so you're setting up 2 property keys here, and then filling them in with the value here is going to be that what you copy and paste in from your spreadsheet, and then the value here will be your API key.
the spreadsheet, do we have to make our own spreadsheet, like open the Google Sheets?
Pardon me?
For our spreadsheet, do we make our own spreadsheet?
No, you make a copy of so go to redbeansgroup.com/accelerate,
Okay, I see.
where it says Google spreadsheet, click that, make a copy of that.
Gotcha, thanks.
Under property, should it say property or should we say what I mean? Say your word.
Okay. Is anybody to this point of having the Gemini key inputted in the script area and your ID inputted for your spreadsheet? Yes, one.
How many keys should hit that under the screw?
There should be, you should create two.
Okay.
Create two.
Crazy.
One is called this here, Gemini API key. The second is called spreadsheet_ID. Both of those are right here.
Oh, okay. So,
Remember, don't lose hope. You are only 45 minutes old to coding.
And you're doing a great job. I just
have a lot of patience.
Yes, I stopped with the download of the website. So I've been.
I'm seeing a lot of technical difficulties, but it looks like a lot of it is with devices, not necessarily with that. So, for those following along, here's what we'll quickly do, and then I'll show you the output overall. So the next step that we need to try to do, once you have entered in your script information, we're going to be doing something called deployment. Deployment is where we're going to be putting it live to the internet. Is anybody at that button area yet? Has anybody entered in the scripts and all this other stuff? I'm seeing 3 nods, 4 nods, 5, 6. Oh, sweet. Okay. Alrighty. Now, when you go to create a new deployment, for the execution itself, so let me share with you very quickly what it will look like. So name it whatever you want, but for the make sure you select yourself here and then select anyone. That's how you make your app go live. There'll be one other button that you will hit, that's a problem, and we will cover that in a moment. Yes?
How do I find the value for the spreadsheet ID?
Did you make a copy of the spreadsheet? Go to redbeansgroup.com/accelerate.
Yes.
Make a copy of that spreadsheet. So if you go to File, there will be a button that says Make a Copy. Who here is at this step, the deployment step? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Awesome. Okay. Okay. For those that have deployed, you're likely going to hit a problem. That's perfectly fine. So, the reason you're hitting a warning screen is because you have to review the permissions. So what you're going to have to do is just make sure you log in again. So there will be a button at the bottom that says Advanced. Click that, and then Continue. It's then going to ask for your settings, because basically what you're allowing it to do is to communicate back and forth with your spreadsheet. As soon as you do that, and if you have connected your billing account, you should be live.
I still don't have the value for my spreadsheet.
Did you make a copy? Okay, so do you mind if you walk through? Thank you. So, folks who have deployed, did you just hit this? So as you see, click Advance, scroll down, Continue. Then allow the access. There we go. All right. How are folks doing? Have we been able to accomplish this part of the task? Anyone? Yays or nays? Not yet. Okay. Still waiting. Anybody got it? Dan, you got something?
I got deployed successfully.
Deployed successfully? Okay. And then, so when you click on the web app itself, that's where the permissions will come up.
You said you copy the Google sheet, right?
Yes.
Word and everything.
And then copy this part. Everything after this slash to the next slash before it.
I need that before.
I'm sorry? Has anybody been able to hit this point here where they had their permissions question? Yes, we got one. Anybody else that I saw that was there too hit the permissions question? Two, all right. We're at two. Any more? All right.
Bless you.
All right, so for those that have stuck with us, thank you so much again. All right. Now, I know that a lot of you as well too tried and then off-boarded from doing this. Remember, just to try this at home, it will work. And let's just quickly show you what it should look like. All right. So this here is our little applet so far. Now, I want to show you as well, this is quickly before we leave today, this is our database. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this email here, and then we're gonna log in. Now, I'm gonna intentionally put a Z here, or I'll do it with the password instead. And then I'll put another 1 to it. So when you hit log in, it won't allow you to log in because it's invalid. And then when you put in the correct information, it allows you to then access the next set of functions. So again, this is what it looks like for it to communicate with a database. And then if we then go to create a little quiz, let's pick, I don't know, how to duct tape a duct that is leaking. Let's try that. A little PNG at the bottom here. So the only reason I'm doing that is so that I can fill in this image here. We're going to generate a little quiz. Okay. Alrighty, so our quiz is successfully generated. So I'm going to copy this code, and then we'll log out. We'll pretend that we're someone that needs to actually do the quiz. So you can send this to your friend or whatever. And then boom, we have created our quiz here. Now, the information itself, just like what I was telling you how we were going to have it live updated, it has now created this quiz and saved it back here in the question bank. So again, what's happened is that we have made a generative AI call from our system to the AI, and then it has sent back what we've asked in the format that we've asked, so it shows the way that we're looking for. So the answers here are B, A, B. So just for the sake of this, I'm going to fill in B, A, and B. Submit the quiz. I'll put in my email. It's grading it, and then we can download a certificate. So again, is this app going to change the world? No, but this is, you'll be able to actually go in, again, try out generative AI, make API calls that are cheap and free, and then be able to scale from here. The way that we got here was by vibe coding. And the reason that we picked vibe coding is because we were thinking in systems how to solve the problem that we were then approached with by the market overall. So I really appreciate everybody sticking this through. I will be available thereafter to answer some questions. But again, please take away, the website will be up for a while. Go home, have some white wine, give it a shot. I guarantee you it will work. There's a couple folks in the back that were able to make it work a bit.